Good morning, Thurston. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, Thurston.
On today's Eagle Report,
Menoch Mondays return with a hot-button issue.
And Spring Sports kick off today. Stay tuned to see when your sports start.
All this and more on this edition of the Eagle Report.
Welcome to another episode of the Eagle Report. I'm Malyah.
And I'm Micah. Here's today's news. On Saturday, several students traveled to Wayne State University to compete in the Wayne Monroe Science Olympian competition. The team placed 6th overall with many students earning medals in various divisions. Congratulations to Brianna Bird for taking first place in the robot tour competition. The varsity division and Ijama Oshua and Jane Talon for taking first place in the robot tour competition for the junior varsity division.
Attention juniors, SATs are right around the corner and it's very important for you to prep. You could make some time during seminar this week and go to Mrs. Firstel and Bala tomorrow, Mrs. Elm and O'Keefe on Wednesday, and Mrs. Ferris and Mr. Howell on Thursday. Let's ace those SATs.
There will be an open seminar tomorrow for anybody interested in joining Thurston's choir next year. This is a great way to be a part of a group that wants to sing, so be sure to look for Mr. Shainer's seminar. Sax will be provided.
Reading month continues, and today Mo finds out a great book recommendation from Mrs. Pugh.
The autobiography of Malcolm X is one of my favorites. The book is about Malcolm's life from childhood through his journey through prison, being a criminal, all the way to becoming a part of the Nation of Islam, and then, up into his final days almost. Anyone, if you love history, it's a really good book. If you like drama, it's also a really good book if you love drama. It's filled with lots of dramatic issues in his life. Yeah.
It's also Women's History Month, and Mr. Marshall tells us all how women have impacted English literature.
One inspiring woman for Reading Month that I would have to say is Jane Austen. So she was one of she's not like the first writer, obviously, but she was a woman who wrote kind of outside of the usual genre. She was writing books that people just enjoyed reading, stories that kind of elevated women, right? Brought them into the world not just as, people who were getting married and having kids, but people who were making decisions, being a part of society. And doing it in a way where people almost didn't realize what she was doing. So she's really an incredible writer for that and everything she's done.
Good morning, Eagle Nation. It's time for sports. I'm Bintia. Today is the start of the spring sports season, so listen up to the tryout dates and times. Track and field tryouts will take place tomorrow in the gym from 2:45 to 5. There will also be an informational meeting today in the cafeteria from 2:45 to 4:30 p.m. Baseball tryouts are expected to take place today after school on the baseball field from 2:45 to 5 p.m. Weather permitting, if the weather does not cooperate, tryouts will be moved indoors. Softball tryouts will also be held today from 2:45 to 5 p.m. and are also weather dependent since they will take place on the field. Girls soccer tryouts will begin today on the field from 2:45 to 5 p.m. and they will also depend on the weather. Girls tennis tryouts will start today on the tennis courts from 2:45 to 5 p.m. If the weather does not cooperate, then trials will be postponed. So be sure to listen to the afternoon announcements for updates. Finally, girls flag football trials will begin tomorrow on the football field from 2:45 to 5. We are still waiting for a start date for golf, so stay tuned for more information. If the weather allows, all of these trials will take place as scheduled, but please keep an eye out for any changes. That's it for sports. Back to you, Malyah.
Menoch Mondays are back. Sports anchor Bintia tracks down Mr. Menoch to see what's on his mind this Monday.
Guys, so I'm here with Mr. Menoch. Menoch Mondays are back. Are you excited to be here?
I'm excited to be here, yes.
Okay, so let's talk about the political and economic state of the world.
Sweet, sassy Malyah. Okay, what do you want to know?
How do you feel about the war?
Woo! 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 I feel like any type of conflict is dangerous because you enter into it without knowing what the outcomes are or how it's going to affect everything. There's a ton of unintended consequences anytime you go into this, right? So the question is not like, how do I feel about it? The question is, do I feel we're prepared for all the things that are going to change because of this, right? And can we adapt as the world adjusts as well?
Isn't that how war usually goes?
It is, but I don't think that most countries and most people go into it with that idea, right? They want to think of it as black and white and straightforward and only involving these groups of people. Like yesterday, not that this is the biggest issue in the world, but gas prices went up 40 cents in one day just based on people worrying about, will this affect the flow of oil to the United States? There are thousands of other little decisions like that that are going to affect our lives every day that nobody's even thinking about, because rightfully they're focusing on the direct impact of the conflict itself and the lives being affected and the death and those things.
Do you think the war is a distraction to the Epstein files?
I think that the war itself is planned to benefit both the government and both communities. I think that the government could do a better job of explaining how it's supposed to do that, and that's why people are worried about things like that.
Do you think they should have went about it a different way, or?
I think that they should have gone about it in a better way of explaining to us what the goals are and how this benefits and affects everybody in the United States that way. I think that part of that concern over how it will affect the economics of the world and everything like that comes from a lack of information. And they didn't do a great job of informing everybody about why we're doing this and what we're trying to get out of it.
Okay, any more things to say?
I feel pretty good about it. Just make sure that you're checking the news on this to stay up to date on how it affects what's going on in the whole world and your lives, and check multiple sources because you never know who's giving you that information and if it's valid unless you see it in multiple places.
It's time for birthdays. We would like to wish a happy birthday to Destiny Abson, David Nelson, and Blake Williams.
Thanks for tuning in to today's Eagle Report.
Have a great week, Thurston.
And don't forget to soar.